She was told she was too dark to ever be beautiful. They laughed at her skin, mocked her dreams, and said she would never make it. But years later, she walked back through those same doors, not as the girl they rejected, but as an international model on billboards across the world. How did a girl who couldn't afford proper meals become the face that changed the definition of beauty? Sit back and find out as we dive into the story of a dark-skinned girl who proved that true beauty comes from within. In a small bustling neighborhood in Lagos lived a young girl named Jennifer. She was just 19 years old, but her eyes carried a sadness that seemed older than her age. Every morning, she would wake up before sunrise, tie her hair back with a worn-out rubber band, and walk to the University of Lagos where she was studying business administration on a scholarship. Jennifer was not like the other girls. Her skin was dark. Very dark. The kind of deep brown that shone like polished wood under the sun. But in a world that celebrated lighter skin, her beauty was invisible to most people. She would sit at the back of the lecture hall, her books covering half her face. Not because she was shy, but because she had learned that being unseen was safer than being noticed. Life had never been kind to Jennifer. When she was only 10, her father left. He packed a small bag one evening and never came back. Her mother, a petty trader who sold vegetables at Oshodi Market, did everything she could to keep Jennifer and her younger brother in school. "Jennifer," her mother would say every morning before leaving for the market, "your education is the only thing that can change our story. Don't let anyone make you feel small." Jennifer would nod, but deep down she already felt small. Very small. The other students didn't help, especially a group of girls led by a light-skinned girl named Tolu. Tolu was everything Jennifer was not. Light skin, long Brazilian weave, designer bags, and a boyfriend who drove a Range Rover. One afternoon, Jennifer was walking to the library when she heard laughter behind her. "Hey, Jennifer, wait now," Tolu called out. Jennifer stopped and turned slowly. Tolu and her friends walked closer, their heels clicking on the concrete floor. "Jennifer, I was just telling my friends," Tolu said with a fake smile. "You're a very serious student. Oh, always reading, always in class." Jennifer nodded quietly. "Thank you." "But Tolu continued, tilting her head. "Why don't you ever come to parties? Why don't you dress up small?" One of Tolu's friends laughed. "Tolu, leave her. She knows herself. Some people are just meant to be in the background." Another girl added, "Exactly. Not everyone can shine. Some of us are born to be seen, and some," she looked directly at Jennifer, "are born to watch." Tolu giggled. "Jennifer, no offense, but with your complexion, modeling or even just looking attractive is not really your thing. You're too dark. That kind of skin doesn't photograph well." Jennifer stood there, silent, her fingers tightened around her bag strap. "Just focus on your books," Tolu said, patting her shoulder. "That's where your future is. Not in beauty." They walked away laughing, their voices echoing down the hallway. Jennifer didn't move. She stood there for what felt like forever. Then she walked slowly to the restroom, locked herself in a stall, and cried. But even as the tears rolled down her face, something else was growing inside her. Not anger, not hate. Something stronger, determination. That evening, as Jennifer walked home from campus, she passed by a small pharmacy with a brightly lit window display. She stopped. Inside the glass case were rows and rows of skin lightening creams. Big ones, small ones, expensive imported ones. A woman stood at the counter buying 3 tubes at once. Jennifer stared at the creams for a long time. Her reflection stared back at her in the glass. Dark, tired, unwanted. For a moment she thought about it. She thought about saving money and buying one of those creams. Maybe if her skin was lighter, things would be different. Maybe people would see her differently. She reached into her pocket and counted her money. It was barely enough for transport home. She stood there for 5 more minutes, just staring. Then she closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and walked away. "No," she whispered to herself. "I won't change who I am. But the pain didn't leave. It followed her home like a shadow. That night, Jennifer sat on the floor of the small room she shared with her mother and brother. The walls were cracked, the paint was peeling, but there was one thing in that room that still worked perfectly: a small cracked mirror leaning against the wall. Jennifer sat in front of it and stared at her reflection. She touched her face slowly, tracing her cheekbones, her lips, her forehead. "Am I really ugly?" she whispered to herself. Her mother, who was folding clothes nearby, heard her. "Jennifer," she called softly. Jennifer turned. Her mother came and sat beside her. She held Jennifer's face in both hands and looked into her eyes. "Listen to me," she said firmly. "You are beautiful. Do you hear me? Beautiful. The world will try to tell you otherwise. People will mock what they don't understand. But you must never, ever believe them." Jennifer's eyes filled with tears again. "But Mama, they said I'm too dark. They said I can never be beautiful." Her mother shook her head. "Jennifer, beauty is not in the color of your skin. It is in how you carry yourself. It is in your strength, your kindness, your courage." She paused, then added, "One day, the world will see what I see. And when that day comes, you will shine brighter than all of them." Jennifer nodded slowly. She didn't fully believe it yet, but she wanted to. The next morning, Jennifer woke up with a new feeling in her chest. She didn't know what to call it yet, but it felt like hope. She went to class as usual. She ignored the whispers. She ignored the looks. And when Tolu and her friends walked past her and laughed, Jennifer didn't look down. She kept her head high. "Hi." After class, Jennifer walked to the university library. She didn't go to the business section. Instead, she went to the fashion and lifestyle section. She pulled out old magazines: Vogue, Elle, Cosmopolitan. She flipped through the pages slowly, studying the models, their poses, their expressions. Most of them were light-skinned. A few were brown, but none of them looked like her. Jennifer closed the magazine and whispered to herself, "If they won't put people like me in these pages, then I'll have to get there myself." For the next 6 months, Jennifer lived 2 lives. By day, she was a student. She attended lectures, submitted assignments, and kept her grades high. But by night, she became someone else. She would stand in front of that cracked mirror in her room and practice. She practiced walking. She practiced posing. She watched YouTube videos on her cracked phone screen, learning how models moved, how they stood, how they owned the space around them. Her brother would peek through the door and laugh. "Jennifer, what are you doing?" She would smile. "I'm preparing." For what? For my future. Jennifer also started taking small jobs. She washed clothes for neighbors. She helped at her mother's market stall on weekends. Every naira she earned, she saved. She wasn't saving for clothes or shoes. She was saving for something bigger. One evening, while helping her mother pack up the market stall, an older woman approached them. She was a regular customer, a kind woman named Auntie Bisi, who sold fabrics a few stalls down. "Jennifer," Auntie Bisi said, looking at her closely. "You know, you have a very striking face." Jennifer looked up, surprised. "I'm serious," Auntie Bisi continued. "My daughter works at a small boutique in Victoria Island. They're always looking for girls to model their clothes for social media. It doesn't pay much, but it's something." Jennifer's heart skipped. "Really?" "Yes, oh, let me give you her number. Call her and mention my name." That night, Jennifer called the number with shaking hands. The woman on the other end, Auntie Bisi's daughter named Kioma, sounded friendly. "Come this Saturday," Kioma said. "Bring a simple outfit. Let's see how you look on camera." That Saturday, Jennifer arrived at the small boutique in Victoria Island. It was nothing fancy, just a small shop with racks of local designs and African print dresses. Kioma welcomed her with a warm smile. "So you're Auntie Bisi's daughter's friend?" "Yes, Ma," Jennifer said nervously. Kioma handed her a simple yellow dress. "Wear this. Let me take a few photos." Jennifer changed quickly. When she stepped out, Kioma's eyes widened. "Wow," she said. "You photograph beautifully." For the next hour, Kioma took photos of Jennifer in different outfits. Jennifer felt awkward at first, but slowly she started to relax. She remembered the poses she had practiced at home. When they finished, Kioma showed her the photos on her camera. Jennifer stared at the screen. For the first time, she saw herself the way others might see her. Strong, elegant, beautiful. "These are good," Kioma said. "Really good. I can pay you 3,000 naira for today, and if the photos do well on Instagram, I'll call you again." Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. Not sad tears. Happy tears. "Thank you," she whispered. Kioma posted the photos that evening. By the next morning, they had hundreds of likes and dozens of comments. "Who is this girl? She's gorgeous. I love her skin tone. So rich and beautiful." Kioma called Jennifer immediately. "Jennifer, people are asking about you. Can you come back next weekend?" From that day, Jennifer started doing small modeling jobs for Kioma's boutique. The pay was small, but the confidence it gave her was priceless. One Saturday afternoon, Jennifer saw a flyer pasted on a pole near campus. It read, "Open model auditions. No experience needed. Come as you are." Her heart skipped. She tore the flyer down, folded it carefully, and put it in her bag. That night, she told her mother, "Mama, I want to go for a modeling audition." Her mother paused mid-stir of the soup she was cooking. She turned slowly. "Modeling?" she asked. "Yes, Mama." Her mother studied her face for a long moment. Then she smiled. "Then go," she said simply. "Go and show them who you are." The following week, Jennifer stood outside a small studio in Ikea. Her hands were sweating. Her heart was pounding. She was wearing a simple dress. No makeup, no fancy shoes. Just herself. Inside the studio, about 30 other girls were waiting. Most of them were light-skinned. All of them were dressed in expensive clothes. Jennifer sat in the corner quiet. One by one, the girls were called. Jennifer watched as they walked, posed, and smiled for the judges. Then her name was called. Jennifer Adaini. She stood up slowly. Her legs felt weak, but she walked forward. The 3 judges sat behind a long table. 2 men and 1 woman. They looked up at her without smiling. "Walk to the end and back," one of them said. Jennifer nodded. She took a deep breath and began to walk. She remembered everything she had practiced. Head high, shoulders back. Confidence in every step. When she reached the end, she turned and walked back. The judges whispered among themselves. Then the woman spoke. "Jennifer, you have a unique look." Jennifer's heart lifted. But then the woman continued. "However, your skin tone is quite dark. That limits the kind of brands that would want to work with you. Most clients prefer a lighter complexion. It's just the market reality." One of the men nodded. "Yeah, you're not bad, but you don't have the right look." Jennifer stood there frozen. "Thank you for coming," the woman said, waving her hand. Next, Jennifer turned and walked out of the studio. She didn't cry. She didn't speak. She just walked. But inside, something was breaking. For the next 2 months, Jennifer went to 5 more auditions. Every single one rejected her. "Too dark. Not the look we're going for. Maybe try something else." Each rejection felt like a stone added to her chest. Heavy, cold, painful. At one audition, a male judge even laughed. "Sister, why are you wasting your time? Go and look for something realistic to do." Jennifer left that audition and sat on a bench outside the building. She looked up at the sky and felt completely defeated. Her phone rang. It was her mother. "Jennifer, how did it go?" her mother asked hopefully. Jennifer couldn't speak. The tears just came. "Jennifer?" Her mother's voice grew worried. "Jennifer, talk to me." "They said I'm wasting my time, Mama," Jennifer finally said. They said I should go and find something realistic to do. There was silence on the other end. Then her mother spoke, her voice strong and firm. Jennifer Adeyemi, she said. Listen to me very carefully. Those people don't know your destiny. They don't know what God has planned for you. If they can't see your beauty, that's their blindness, not your fault. Jennifer wiped her tears. Come home, her mother said. Come home and rest. Tomorrow is another day. One evening, Jennifer sat on the steps outside her house. The sun was setting, and the neighborhood was noisy with children playing and women cooking. She stared at the ground, feeling like giving up. Her mother came and sat beside her. They rejected me again, Mama, Jennifer said quietly. Her mother didn't say anything at first. She just placed her hand on Jennifer's back. Then she spoke. Jennifer, do you know what they used to call me when I was younger? Jennifer looked up. They called me Charcoal, her mother said with a sad smile. They said I was too dark to ever get married. They said no man would want me. Jennifer's eyes widened. But your father, her mother continued, he saw me. Not my skin. Me. And even after he left, I never let those words define me. She turned to Jennifer. Rejection is not the end, my daughter. It's just the beginning of your story. Keep going. Jennifer nodded slowly. Tears rolled down her face, but this time, they were different. They were tears of resolve. 3 weeks later, Jennifer was sitting at a bus stop near campus. She had just finished her final exam and was waiting for a bus to take her home. She was tired. Her bag was heavy. Her mind was full. Then a man approached her. He was a white man, tall, with a camera hanging around his neck. Excuse me, he said in a thick accent. Jennifer looked up, surprised. I'm sorry to bother you, the man continued. My name is Henrik. I'm a photographer from Denmark. I'm here documenting faces of Lagos. Jennifer blinked. Okay, I've been walking around all day, Henrik said, and I haven't found a face that truly captures what I'm looking for. But when I saw you sitting here, he paused, his eyes sincere. I knew I had to ask. Can I take your portrait? Jennifer froze. Me? Yes, you. She looked around, confused. Why me? Henrik smiled. Because your face tells a story. And I want to capture it. Jennifer didn't know what to say. Part of her wanted to refuse. But another part, the part that still had a spark of hope left, nodded. Okay, she said softly. Henrik set up his camera quickly. He didn't ask her to pose. He didn't ask her to smile. He just asked her to be. Jennifer sat there, looking into the camera. And for the first time in a long time, she didn't try to hide. She let him see her. All of her. Henrik clicked. Once, twice, 3 times. Then he smiled. Perfect. He thanked her, gave her his card and said, if I use this photo, I'll let you know. Jennifer took the card and nodded. She thought that would be the end of it. But it was only the beginning. 2 weeks later, Jennifer was at her mother's market stall when her phone rang. It was a number she didn't recognize. Hello? Is this Jennifer Adeyemi? A woman's voice asked. Yes. My name is Ngozi. I run a modeling agency here in Lagos. I saw your photo online. The one taken by Henrik. It's gone viral. Jennifer's heart stopped. Viral? Yes, it's everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, even international fashion blogs. People are asking who you are. Jennifer couldn't speak. Ngozi continued. I want to sign you. Can we meet? Jennifer's hands were shaking. Yes, we can meet. The next day, Jennifer went to Ngozi's office in Lekki. It was a small but professional space with photos of models on the walls. Ngozi, a woman in her 40s with kind eyes, welcomed her warmly. Jennifer, she said, shaking her hand. I've been in this industry for 15 years. I've seen thousands of faces. But yours, there's something special about yours. She pulled up Henrik's photo on her laptop. This photo has over 50,000 shares. People are calling you the face of real Africa. Comments are pouring in from all over the world. Jennifer stared at the screen, her eyes wide. Ngozi scrolled through the comments slowly. Look at this. Someone from Brazil said, finally a face that represents real beauty. A fashion blogger from Kenya wrote, this is the Africa I want to see on runways. And look. A magazine editor from France commented, who is this girl? We need her. Jennifer's hands covered her mouth. She couldn't believe what she was reading. Ngozi leaned forward. Jennifer, I want to be honest with you. The Nigerian market is tough for dark-skinned models. But the international market, they're hungry for faces like yours. If you trust me, I can help you get there. Jennifer looked at her. What do I need to do? First, we start with building your portfolio. Then I'll pitch you to some contacts I have in South Africa and Europe. But you have to be ready to work hard. Very hard, Jennifer nodded. I'm ready. Ngozi smiled. Good. But before we start, I need to ask you something important. Why do you want to model? Jennifer paused. She thought carefully before speaking. I want to model, Jennifer said slowly, because I want every dark-skinned girl who looks at herself in the mirror and feels ugly to see me and know that she is beautiful. I want to be the face I never saw growing up. Ngozi's eyes softened. She reached across the desk and held Jennifer's hand. That, Ngozi said, is exactly why you will succeed. That meeting changed everything. Within 3 months, Jennifer was signed to the agency. She started getting calls for photo shoots. Small ones at first. Local brands. Upcoming designers. But Jennifer was different from the other models. She showed up early. She listened. She learned. She never complained. One morning, Jennifer arrived at a photo studio in Sorrel for a shoot with a new clothing brand. When she walked in, she noticed something. All the other models waiting were light-skinned. The photographer, a young man named Femi, looked up when Jennifer entered. You must be Jennifer, he said. Yes, sir. He studied her for a moment, then smiled. I specifically asked for you. Jennifer was surprised. You did? Yes, the brand wanted the usual faces. But I told them, if we really want to stand out, we need something different. Someone real. During the shoot, Femi kept encouraging her. Yes, Jennifer. That's it. Hold that pose. Beautiful. Your skin is catching the light perfectly. After the shoot, as Jennifer was packing her things, Femi called her. Jennifer, can I tell you something? She turned. Yes? When I started photography 5 years ago, I used to edit photos to make models look lighter. It's what everyone wanted. But then I realized something. I was erasing beauty, not creating it. He showed her the raw photos from today's shoot on his camera. Look at this, he said. Your skin tone, the way it contrasts with the colors, the richness, this is art. This is what the world needs to see. Jennifer looked at the photos. For the first time, she saw herself not just as beautiful, but as powerful. Thank you, she whispered. Femi nodded. No, thank you for not changing who you are. Photographers started noticing. She's easy to work with, one said. She takes direction well, another added. And her skin, it photographs like silk, a third said. Then one day, Ngozi called her with big news. Jennifer, sit down, Ngozi said excitedly. I just got an email from a fashion house in South Africa. They're looking for a new face for their campaign. They saw your photos and they want you. Jennifer's hands started shaking. South Africa? Yes, they'll pay for your flight, accommodation, everything. This is your big break, Jennifer. 2 weeks later, Jennifer was on a plane to Johannesburg. It was her first time flying. Her first time leaving Nigeria. When the plane took off, she looked out the window at Lagos, getting smaller and smaller below her. She whispered, Thank you, God. The campaign in South Africa was a success. The photos were stunning. Jennifer's dark skin glowed against the vibrant African fabrics. The campaign went viral across the continent. When Jennifer returned to Lagos, something unexpected happened. A young girl, probably about 14 years old, approached her at the airport. "Excuse me," the girl said shyly. "Are you Jennifer? The model?" Jennifer stopped, surprised. "Yes, I am." The girl's eyes filled with tears. "I just want to say thank you." "Thank you for what?" Jennifer asked gently. "For showing me that I'm beautiful," the girl said, her voice breaking. "I'm dark like you. And all my life people made fun of me. They called me names. But when I saw your photos, I realized that I'm not ugly. I'm just different. And different is beautiful." Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. She pulled the girl into a hug. "You are beautiful," Jennifer whispered. "Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise." When Jennifer pulled back, the girl was smiling through her tears. "I want to be like you one day," she said. Jennifer held her shoulders gently. "Don't be like me. Be yourself. That's more than enough." As the girl walked away, Jennifer stood there for a moment, letting the tears roll down her face. She thought, this is why I do it. Then something bigger happened. A famous Nigerian designer named Amara was hosting a fashion show in Lagos. She needed models. When she saw Jennifer's portfolio, she paused. "This one," Amara said. "I want her to open my show." Jennifer couldn't believe it. Opening a show meant walking out first. It meant being the face people saw before anything else. On the night of the fashion show, Jennifer stood backstage. Her heart was pounding. She wore a stunning gold and black dress that hugged her body perfectly. The lights dimmed. The music started. "Jennifer, you're up," the stage manager said. Jennifer took a deep breath. She thought about every rejection, every insult, every moment she was told she wasn't enough. Then she thought about her mother's words. "One day, the world will see what I see." She stepped out onto the runway. The crowd gasped. Jennifer walked with power. With Jennifer. With everything she had practiced in front of that cracked mirror. The cameras flashed. The audience clapped. And when she reached the end of the runway and posed, the entire room erupted in applause. Jennifer walked back, her heart soaring. Backstage, Amara hugged her tightly. "You were born for this," she said. After that night, everything changed. Jennifer's face was on blogs, on Instagram, on fashion pages. People started calling her the dark beauty. Brands that once rejected her were now reaching out. International agencies started calling. Within 6 months, Jennifer signed with an agency in London. She did campaigns in Paris. She walked runways in Milan. Her face appeared on billboards in New York. But Jennifer never forgot where she came from. Every month, she sent money home to her mother. She paid for her brother's school fees. She even bought her mother a new stall at the market, bigger and better than the old one. 1 year later, Jennifer returned to the University of Lagos as a celebrated international model. She walked into the same lecture hall where she once hid, but this time she stood proudly on stage. In the crowd sat Tolu and her friends, stunned. Jennifer spoke. "When I was here, I was told I was too dark to be beautiful. For years I believed it, until I learned beauty comes from within, not from others' approval." After the event, Tolu approached and apologized. Jennifer smiled softly. "Thank you. But I never needed your apology to know my worth." She walked away, head high, high. Her story reminds us that rejection is not the end. It's just preparation for something greater. And sometimes, the people who reject you are the same ones who will one day stand in awe of what you've become. Jennifer didn't return for revenge. She returned as proof that beauty is not defined by others, but discovered within. Thank you so much for reading this story all the way to the end. If you loved Jennifer's journey and want to hear more inspiring stories like this, please drop a comment below saying what you loved most about this story. Thank you once again, and I can't wait to share more stories with you.